How's it going, everyone? It's Max, and I'm bringing you another review of... Ow! How's it going, everyone? It's Max here, and I'm bringing you a review of the movie Novocaine, directed by Berk and Robert Olsen, starring Jack Quaid, Amber Midthunder, and Nicholson. When the girl of his dreams has been kidnapped, a man incapable of feeling physical pain must use that to an advantage in the fight to rescue her. So let's start off with the positives for the movie. I think the acting all around for the film was great, from Jack Quaid's character to Amber Midthunder to Nicholson and some of the other stars. I can't think of their names off the top of my head. Everyone played a good role. Everyone had a good level of humor or seriousness depending on what their role was. The believability between the relationship of Jack Quaid's character and Amber Midthunder's character was pretty spot on. I think both of them definitely had that love at first sight feel, and they both had a little bit of a secret, behind each of them, which kind of made it relatable for them to, find the love interest in each other. I will say, too, Nicholson, this is the first time I've actually seen him in a legit role other than, what he had in Smile 2 last year. And I have to say, he did a very good job. He plays basically the main villain of the film, and he does a very believable job at being just kind of a crazy dude. And the fight sequences, especially like towards the end of the film between him and Jack Quaid's character, super satisfying. He did a really good job. I'm very excited to see him in, what's that upcoming film? I believe Drop that he's going to be in. Could be wrong. Very excited to see that, and I look forward to more movies that he's in. So the action in the film was great. I will say that a lot of it was very believable, and it made a lot of sense with his condition and how they use certain things within, let's say, the scene or the atmosphere, or items and this and that to kind of play into like his ability. So his ability, again, is to not feel pain. For example, this isn't really giving anything away. There's a scene where he's in a fight, and there's broken glass on the ground, and essentially he looks at his fists, and they're all bloodied up. So what does he do? He punches the glass on the ground, gets his hands all grinded up with glass in them, and then he starts fighting the dude with his fists full of glass, which is pretty cool. Overall, a lot of the fight scenes were really creative. The movie was a lot more gory than I had expected coming into it. I didn't know a lot going into the film other than Jack Quaid was the star and it was a action comedy film. So those sequences are really nice. Especially the ending fight scene sequence is really enjoyable. I think it's very satisfying at the end. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but it's a very satisfying kill for a movie. Also, too, the comedy for the film I thought was spot on. There's a lot of moments of good humor between the different characters, and then also just in the different scenarios that Jack Quaid was put in. I also think his timing was perfect for a lot of his comedic flair when it came to him pretending to feel pain, because a lot of the people that were fighting him, after a while, we're kind of questioning, why the fuck is this dude not, dying? Or why is this dude, not feeling anything that we're doing to them? Or we're doing to him, rather. Another positive, too, which I thought was really, really cool, there was a sequence where Jack Quaid's character has to go basically hunt down this guy, or he's trying to hunt down one of the guys that ended up kidnapping Amber Midthunder's character. So he pulls up to this house, and it has this establishing shot of the house, and I shit you not, it looks exactly like the house from Malcolm in the Middle. So that's brownie points for me. Awesome show if you haven't seen it. So then he goes into this house, and it's hilarious because he's walking through this house, and this movie is supposed to be taking place on Christmas, or not on Christmas, but during the Christmas time, Christmas season. And so this was a nice little nod to Home Alone. But he comes into this house, and there's booby traps set up everywhere. But what's funny about it is, since he can't feel pain, it was just a lot of comedic shit where it's he'd be looking for something, he'd set a trap off, and then boom, something would come swinging into his back, and you just hear the sound effect, and he's like, what was that? And I just thought that whole sequence, the different traps that he went into, was hilarious. So that was a major plus point for me. Another huge a plus, it's something that I can actually relate to, is the relationship between Nate's character and his friend Roscoe. They basically have a relationship that's just always online over video games. I don't know exactly what video game they play, but they play this video game every night, and it ends up being Jack's only friend. And they've never met in real life, but they're good friends just through the internet, which I actually have a couple buddies of mine that I know just through playing video games that are actually good friends of mine as well. And so I related that to that very hard. But the cool part is he comes into play actually in real time when he comes and actually saves Jack Quaid's character, because he calls him and is just like, "Hey, dude, I know we've never met in real life, but I have no one else. Like, you're my best friend, bro." So I thought that was a fun, relatable touch, and that I really enjoyed. So I thought that was really cool. Overall, it's very fun, very exciting, high energy movie that made for a very enjoyable ride up until halfway through the movie. This is where I'm going to kind of start getting into the negatives of the film. They have a twist that I would say around the half point of the movie, maybe not quite half point, whatever it is, that for me completely crushed the experience. I really had to stretch my imagination for the believability moving forward in the film. After the twist is revealed, it was very hard for me to just be invested into the actual story of the film. It still continued very heavily in a positive note with the action, the comedy, the high energy, but overall the story choice, I'm not going to say what happens, this is going to be mainly spoiler free, just really was a huge letdown. And by the end of the film, I just could not buy into the result of the film. I couldn't buy into the relationship between the two characters by the result of the film, and because of that, it kind of just killed the experience for me. That being said, so yeah, overall, I do recommend the movie. It is a lot of fun and really enjoyable to watch. However, you really have to heighten your sense of reality with the plot point and the twist that they have in the film. But I wouldn't let that deter you from seeing it. It still was a really good time, and I do recommend it. So anyways, thanks for watching today, and I look forward to bringing you guys my next video. You have a great day.